Hello everyone, then I see here it's day 2 of this lunar cycle, and if you listen to the one yesterday, we were intentionally setting the tone for the rest of the next 30 days. And usually when we do that, on the second day we're gonna have some resistance. There's gonna be some things bubbling up that will naturally come to be let go, because when you set a new intention, you enter into a different mindset, into a different thing that you're asking for the universe to carry you forward and to bring to you. And letting go of what wasn't working before, what's not in alignment with your intention, is crucial. It is super crucial. And even though things will show up that make you feel like you're failing or you're falling behind or it's not working out or it's the same pattern that you have seen in the past and things are not getting better, that could be true. Or this could be the timeline where you shift that. This could be the timeline where you choose to behave differently, you choose to think differently, you choose to act differently. So those things are huge, because that will determine how the outcome is going to come about. And if you are doing the same things that you did in the past, you are of course going to receive the same results. That I'm on a live right now.
Where's my golden feather?
It's in your backpack. But right now,
The blue one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So today, for instance, there's no school, and I have been desiring and asking for a homeschool for my son to be closer to him, to teach him more things that are in alignment with what he actually needs to be learning, and more in his flow, more in his routine. And that's something that the universe just gave me today. You know, I didn't really have to do much about it. It just happened. So we got a gifted day at home to practice our homeschooling, and to practice being outdoors, and to practice what we're wanting to call in. And part of that is the temple of the moon and the sun, which is essentially a homeschool club where adults and children get to work on their gifts, on their spiritual gifts. One of the things that I have noticed in all of these years that I have been learning about what makes a happy home and how can children grow up happy without creating more trauma, and to be able to create the new earth. Part of it has to do with them being in their power at an early age. And being in their power, it's teaching them how to...
My mom just said it's a real feather. What type of bird?
Part of them being in their power is them recognizing how to use their power, is them recognizing how to channel their energy, and recognizing that the same things that we were just talking about. When they ask for something, sometimes it doesn't come right away the way that it needs to, because it needs to be shifted into alignment for you to receive what you actually want. And that's part of the transition. That's part of the work. Okay, so there does come a time, even during the lunar cycle, where life just seems to be bringing your manifestations at the snap of a finger. And in a lot of ways, it still happens. But when you ask for something big, when you ask for something that requires like a completely different energy, then you have to gradually step into that version of you that is in that energy, that practices that energy, that practices the things that that version of you already does. So it requires a little bit of skill, it requires a little bit of work on your end, and it requires consistency. That's why we do this every single day. Not, I'll wait for it next month. That's how you delay your dreams. That's how your dreams never come to you, because you wait for it next month or you have other things that are bringing you backwards. If you look at a train, the train keeps going forward, and that's the same thing when you set an intention on the new moon. You get on the train and you go forward. You don't stop the train and go backwards. You don't you don't negotiate the direction. No, you are going forward, and that is the destination that you're heading towards with your intention. That's what you're telling the universe. That's what you're co-creating with the universe. That's what you're co-creating with God. That's what you're co-creating with your higher self, most importantly. So if you don't resonate with God, if you don't resonate with the universe, maybe you can resonate with energy. Maybe you can resonate with a higher power. Maybe you can resonate with a higher consciousness. But it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's all the same energy. Your higher power, your higher consciousness, your connection to God. That's important. That is so important. And one of the main things when you're trying to step into something bigger than yourself, who do you think is helping? There's higher powers that are helping you. There's higher consciousness that are helping you. Whether you call it God or the universe or higher self, there's a higher power. I intentionally like to connect to my higher self, the self that has already reached that goal. And in order for me to co-create with that vision, that timeline where I have the life that my higher self has, then I have to co-create with her, with that energy. And part of what the tempo of the moon and the sun is meant to do is to help bring that balance within, so that we can co-create from a healthy place, from an aligned place, from a heart center place, a lot faster. And we notice these things. So for instance, today is day 2. And when I set my intention yesterday, today I came across so much resistance. And I have been doing this for years. Okay, but this is nothing new. And that's the beauty of it. We are going to come across resistance. We are going to come across resistance for our own self that we have been programming ourselves to be like for so long. So these patterns can be shifted, and the more awareness that we have, the more we can actually progress and move forward, because you can see yourself coming across a problem that the version of you that doesn't have the dream that you have, that you want right now, normally faces in a certain way, whereas you can start to behave and act as the person that already has that dream come true. And that's how you step into your manifestation a lot faster. That's how you create change. And doing so in the energy that you wish to create, in the energy that you wish to give, in the energy that you wish to receive, it's going to be challenging. But it's just like riding a bicycle. The first time that you probably got on a bike, you didn't just start riding it right away. And if you did, amazing. But normally, that's not how things work. There's a lot of things that I do that on the first try, it's just natural. It's just a natural remembrance. And funny thing is that there were other things that I was practicing that helped me be efficient and be good at that one thing that I could just step on and be naturally good at. So there's always some type of practice that we're doing to get to the next level that we're wanting to get to. As long as we are not giving up, as long as we are being intentional about improving ourselves and reaching for a goal and reaching for a dream and remembering that we can achieve it. Because that's a mindset, and our self-talk comes in handy a lot. When we have a certain mindset of, I want to do something, then the universe is going to bring it your way. All you have to do is behave like a person that already has that. So even if it requires a little bit of practice, even if it requires a little bit of fumbling it, that's part of the journey too. That's part of the journey too. And you get to get better at it. You get to get better at it, and then you get to switch to something even closer to that version of you that already has what you want. One of the main things to be able to stay centered and to stay aligned and balanced, my favorite medicine is meditation. That is breathing and connecting with our heart, connecting with our peace, connecting with our thoughts, and we're able to shift them by simply shifting our energy during meditation, simply shifting our energy into peace, and being present with ourselves. So let's do that. Let's do that for just a few minutes. And if you've never meditated before, you can do it. You can absolutely do it, even if it's just a few times breathing. Meditation allows you to actually connect to your body. And that's what we're mainly focusing on here, is connecting with our body and connecting our body to our power and our power to our mind, and not allowing the mind to run the whole show, but actually allowing our power to run most of that work so that we're not doing so much all the time. When we do things in meditation, even if you take 10 minutes, 20 minutes to meditate, you get a lot more done during those 20 minutes than you would if you were trying to do all of those things yourself. When you're manifesting something, you're actually bringing it to you by doing the work that you need to do to embody yourself. And that becomes such a big priority. And doing so will actually get you much farther than doing all the busy work that is not necessary to reach your goal and reach your manifestation and your dream. The version of you that already has that dream. The version of you that already has that dream is relaxed, is peaceful, is balanced, is in a different energy. So let's practice that energy. And one thing I like to do is put my feet on the ground so that I can touch the floor, feel grounded. But you can also do cross-legged. My favorite thing is to put my feet on the ground. So I'm sitting down, my back is straight. That's the most important thing, that the back is straight, whether you're laying down or sitting up. And now we're gonna place one hand on our chest and one hand on our stomach so that we can feel that connection. Our hands have a lot of energy that we can actually use to connect these two energy centers, our root to our heart, and be able to allow the flow to open up. So let's open up by taking a deep breath in and out. Breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. And taking another deep breath here. And just starting to bring your awareness to the center of your chest. to that warmth in the center of your chest. Breathing in peace and love. Breathing out any worries, any doubts. Let's do that one more time. Let's practice what we want. Breathe in love and peace. And breathe out any worries, any doubts. Breathing in trust and joy. Breathing out any worries, any doubts. And just noticing here how your body feels. As it slows down, as it relaxes. As you connect to your breath. Noticing your shoulders relaxing. Noticing your back being straight but relaxed. With each breath, you bring in more love, more capacity, more abundance into your body. And you breathe out any self-doubt, any worries, any fears. You're just noticing the peace all around you. Visualizing a ring of light, a golden light completely surrounding your body. And it's spiraling around you. With each breath, you bring in that light. You bring in that peace. You bring in that trust. And as you breathe out any worries, any fears, any anxieties, any stress. Focusing on the space between your eyebrows, between your eyes, your third eye. Just visualizing a ring of light there, opening and closing with each breath. And we're just getting used to how your body feels, how it can be relaxed, how it can be focused, how you can feel safe in your body, how good it feels to be in your energy. And you can stay here for as long as you like. Remembering that this is your natural state of peace, calm. And you could set the intention for how you want to feel for the rest of the day here. You can continue to ask for the peace, or you can ask for more love, more abundance, more gratitude. And start to feel that in your body. Start to feel any resistance that can come up and breathe it out. So today, remember that your intentions are your way of co-creating with yourself. And part of that is learning to receive a new version of you, to become a new version of you, to embody a new version of you. And this is part of the journey, being able to embody this energy in your body, being able to feel safe in your body. We can't go any further unless we feel safe. So let's start at the root. Let's start with the safety. Let's start with the peace. Let's start with the focus. And let's start with an intention. And then carry yourself from there. Carry yourself from that intention, from that space of trust, of love, of faith. That everything that you want and desire already exists. You're just becoming the person that is going to be able to keep up with it, to appreciate it, and to use it for your highest good. Don't entertain the thoughts that say it's not going to happen just because it didn't happen in the past. Remember, this is a new portal. It is a new timeline. It is a new reality altogether that you are creating. And yes, we're creating from our past. Yes, we're creating from our past experiences. But as the great, amazing creators that we are, we're creating differently. We're listening. We're having discernment. We're feeling our emotions. And we remember that emotions are nothing but energy. Energy so that we can achieve the goals and the dreams that we're setting ourselves up for, that we desire, that we want. And because it's energy, it requires energy. So fuel yourself with good energy, with your mindset, with your hydration. And anything you choose to put in your body, make sure you do it with a good intention. Make sure you do it because you like it, because you need it, because you want it. Do it in the energy of pleasure. Remember, everything you put into your body is for your pleasure. Everything you put into your vessel, into your temple, is so that you can create the energy of what you're wanting to bring in, so that you can satisfy your need. Letting go of any guilt, letting go of any bad thoughts that may arise when you're eating something. Eat it with love. Eat it with gratitude. Eat it with desire. As you're bringing it into your body, as you're bringing it into your temple, as you're bringing it into your vessel, you allow that energy to be worth it, to be fuel for your train, for the dream train that we're getting on. Allow the water. I had cacao this morning. That is a powerful thing to put into your body. whole foods. You want to have gratitude for anything you eat, but it is best to eat clean, healthy, nutritious, beyond organic food. That's what our body really, really desires. And that's the type of energy that will get you higher and closer into the version that you're calling in. So you gotta have the right fuel. You gotta have the right mindset. And you gotta have the right energy to bring in that dream. And it's totally possible. Ciao.